Every time you go grocery shopping, are you sure you're paying for quality? Or are you just paying extra for a familiar brand name? The truth is, many families regularly spend more each month without realizing they're buying essentially the same products, but at 1.5 times the price. Meanwhile, some people quietly save millions every year simply by switching a few everyday items to Aldi versions. They're not eating worse, and they're not sacrificing taste or nutrition. This video will highlight Aldi products that outperform big-name brands in both quality and price. And chances are, at least one of them is something you've been overpaying for all these years. You'd be awesome if you liked this video.
Wow! Wow!
1. Friendly Farms Organic Milk. Milk is something that shows up almost daily in many households, from a morning glass to coffee, cereal, or cooking. Because it's used so often, it's also an expense that quietly adds up fast if you choose the wrong one. Many people switch to Aldi's Friendly Farms Organic Milk not out of curiosity, but because they clearly feel the difference after trying it a few times. What earns this product high marks is its consistency. Every time you buy it, the quality is virtually the same. The milk is smooth, bright in color, and doesn't separate abnormally. For families with young children or elderly members, how easy to drink it feels is very important, and Friendly Farms does that well. The ingredients are simple and meet organic standards, giving many people peace of mind for long-term use, rather than just buying it for the label. But what truly convinces most people to make the switch is the price. Compared to organic milk from major brands, the difference is very noticeable, especially when calculated monthly or yearly. When a daily staple is reliable, pleasant to drink, and doesn't slowly drain your wallet, it quickly becomes the default choice. That's exactly why Friendly Farms Organic Milk isn't just a bestseller. It's repeatedly bought by people who realize smart saving starts with the most familiar items. 2. L'oven fraîche brioche bun. There's one small detail that can make or break the feel of an entire meal: the bun. You can prepare perfect fillings and grill the meat just right, but if the bun is dry or crumbly, everything drops a notch instantly. That's why many people choose Aldi's L'oven fraîche brioche buns. Not because they're cheap, but because they don't ruin the meal. As soon as you open the bag, a gentle buttery aroma is clearly noticeable, not the artificial kind. The buns are soft with good elasticity. Give them a light squeeze and they spring back into shape. When toasted, the surface turns evenly golden and the outside gets a slight crisp while the inside stays moist. They feel incredibly satisfying to eat, especially in hot burgers or sandwiches. The buns don't absorb sauce too quickly and don't fall apart, issues that even some expensive brioche brands still have. What surprises many people is that L'oven fraîche brioche isn't limited to one type of meal. Use them for breakfast with eggs and butter for something light. Fill them with grilled meat for dinner, and they hold up perfectly. They even work well as sweet buns with jam. This versatility is what keeps people buying them again and again, not just trying them once. 3. Simply Nature Organic Peanut Butter. One clear sign of real peanut butter versus a processed version is the thin layer of oil that naturally separates on top. Many people used to think that was a flaw, but with Aldi's Simply Nature Organic Peanut Butter, that detail is actually the strongest proof of quality. Inside the jar there are only roasted peanuts and a touch of salt, no palm oil, no sugar, no thickeners. Open the lid, give it a quick stir, and you get a smooth, creamy spread with a clear peanut aroma and natural, rich flavor without any cloying sweetness. What keeps many people loyal to this product is how true it tastes with every bite. Spread it on bread, mix it into oatmeal, blend it into smoothies, or use it as a sauce for savory dishes. It always retains its original flavor. There's no strange aftertaste and no heavy feeling like with many industrial peanut butters. But the factor that truly changes shopping habits is the price. Compared to jars of organic peanut butter from big-name brands, the difference is significant, especially for households that go through it regularly. When a familiar staple has clean ingredients, works well in many meals, and doesn't drive up monthly costs, it quickly becomes the default choice. 4. La Cura Personal Care Products. Many people walk into Aldi just to buy groceries and unintentionally overlook an area that could save them a significant amount of money each year: the personal care section. La Cura doesn't stand out with flashy packaging or glossy advertising. but it has earned the trust of many users through real, noticeable results over time. From moisturizers and serums to anti-aging products, Lacura focuses on clean, straightforward formulas that are easy to understand and suitable for daily use. What's worth highlighting is that these products are developed to European standards, prioritizing familiar ingredients like hyaluronic acid, vitamin C, or retinol at reasonable concentrations. When applied, they feel light on the skin, absorb quickly, aren't greasy, and rarely cause irritation. For many people, what matters isn't an instant wow effect. It's having more stable skin over time, and Lacura delivers that well. The biggest difference that convinces many to switch to Lacura is the price. While familiar skincare brands often make people hesitate before repurchasing, Lacura lets you maintain a consistent routine without financial pressure. 5. Bake-off bakery and pastry items. There's a corner in Aldi that many people visit just once out of curiosity, only to return every week afterward. The bake-off bakery section. It doesn't have fancy bakery signs or long lines like famous shops, but the baked goods here feel very different the moment you pick them up. The items have just the right weight, a beautiful outer crust, and when you tear one open, a clear, buttery aroma spreads. Not the artificial kind. What surprises many people is that the quality doesn't feel like typical supermarket bakery items. Croissants have distinct, flaky layers. When reheated, the outside becomes crisp while the inside stays soft and airy. Breads and other pastries also hold their texture well. They don't dry out quickly or crumble easily. Just a few minutes in the oven, and you get that fresh from the oven feeling, enough to elevate a breakfast or an afternoon coffee. The reason Bake Off is so loved isn't just because it's cheap, it's because it's clearly worth the money. Compared to items from specialty bakeries, the prices here are much lower, yet the eating experience doesn't feel disappointing. That's why many people no longer buy bakery items on a whim. They treat this section as a reliable go-to for quick, simple, yet delicious meals. 6. Goot Bio-Organic product line. Many people believe that eating organic means accepting a much higher grocery bill every week. Aldi's Gut Bio-Organic line is here to break that assumption. This isn't just one product. It's an entire range of organic foods, including grains, milk, dry goods, and many kitchen essentials designed to be simple and practical for everyday use. What earns Gut Bio-Organic high praise is its straightforward approach. The ingredients are clean, minimally processed, and free from artificial flavors or fancy packaging. When you use them, everything feels very real, from grains with natural nuttiness to dairy products that are easy to enjoy without being overpowering. Compared to organic lines at upscale supermarket chains, Gut Bio-Organic is far more accessible, making it possible to stick with it long-term without pressure. That's why many families start with 1 or 2 items and gradually expand to more within the line. Please like the video if any of this surprised you. 7. Milsani Greek Yogurt. Greek yogurt is something many people want to eat every day, but it's also an item that often gets left out of the cart because of the price. Aldi's Milsani. Greek yogurt gets chosen because it offers a reassuring, long-term eating experience. When you open the lid, you'll see a thick, smooth texture, not runny or separated. The first spoonful gives a gentle richness with mild tanginess that's very easy to enjoy, even for those who aren't used to strongly flavored Greek yogurt. What stands out about Milsani is how well it plays a supporting role. Mix it with fruit, honey, or granola, and everything blends harmoniously. Use it as a base for smoothies or overnight oats, or as a substitute for sour cream in cooking. It works perfectly. This versatility is why many families keep Milsani as a regular item in the fridge, rather than something bought on impulse. In terms of ingredients, Milsani focuses on the essentials: low sugar, no heavy artificial flavors, and enough protein to keep you feeling full longer. For those eating healthier, it's an option that's easy to maintain without overthinking. And when you compare the price to major brands, the difference is very clear. The same enjoyable experience, but a noticeably lower weekly cost. When a breakfast item is delicious, convenient, and doesn't make you hesitate every time you repurchase, it quickly turns into a habit. Milsani Greek yogurt doesn't try to impress with big advertising claims. It wins people over with consistency. And that's exactly why many who switch to Milsani no longer have a reason to go back to more expensive options. 8. Emporium Selection Spicy Cheddar Cheese. Spicy cheese is very easy to overdo. Many products focus too much on heat, overwhelming the cheese flavor and making you tired after just a few bites. Aldi's Emporium Selection Spicy Cheddar. Cheese takes a different approach. The cheese has a naturally deep yellow color, and when sliced, you can clearly see evenly distributed jalapeno pieces. Not too dense, but enough to add a nice kick. What many people appreciate about this cheese is how Moorish it is. You can keep eating it. You can enjoy it straight with crackers, include it on a cheese board, or grate it as a topping for burgers, nachos, or hot sandwiches. When melted, it melts evenly without separating oil, and the spiciness blends beautifully with the richness for a perfectly rounded flavor. Another reason Emporium Selection gets bought repeatedly is its relatively clean ingredients. It doesn't feel heavy or artificial. For those who love spicy food but still want the original cheese taste to shine through, this is a very safe and satisfying choice. And compared to spicy cheddar from major brands, Aldi's price is noticeably lower. It's this balance of great taste, manageable heat, and reasonable cost that makes many people keep it stocked in the fridge after trying it once. Nomayan Choco Ritter Milk Chocolate. There's a familiar experience for chocolate lovers. Biting into a bar that looks beautiful but leaves a greasy, waxy feel and overly sweet taste. Aldi's Choco Ritter. Milk chocolate goes in a completely different direction. As soon as you snap the bar, you notice the perfect firmness. Not too soft, not too hard. When it melts in your mouth, it's smooth and even, with no graininess or unpleasant artificial aftertaste. What surprises many people is the flavor. The mild, milky richness blends with clear cocoa notes, neither overpowering the other. It's sweet enough to be enjoyable, but still has the depth of real chocolate. This comes from a higher cocoa percentage and European-style chocolate-making standards, where chocolate isn't just candy. It needs balance. The difference becomes even clearer when you look at the price. Compared to familiar bars from big brands, Choco Ritter is significantly cheaper, yet the eating experience isn't inferior. In fact, it often feels superior. Many people start by buying one bar to try, then come back for more to keep on hand or share with family. When a snack is this delicious, clearly worth the money, and doesn't make you pay extra for advertising or fancy packaging, it easily becomes a regular choice. 10. Cinnamon Crunch Squares Cereal. Breakfast cereal is something that easily becomes a habit, but it's also an item that quietly drives up the grocery bill over time. Many people switch to Aldi's Cinnamon Crunch Squares cereal, not because they want to save drastically, but because they realize the eating experience is almost identical while the cost drops noticeably. When poured into a bowl, a gentle cinnamon aroma spreads, not overpowering. The square pieces are crispy and hold their texture well, whether eaten dry or with milk. They don't get soggy too quickly. What makes this cereal so loved is its balance. The cinnamon and sugar levels are just right, not too sweet, and no harsh aftertaste in the throat. For many families, it's the kind of cereal kids enjoy and adults don't get tired of. On busy mornings, a small bowl is enough to provide energy without any complicated preparation. Another difference lies in the ingredients. Cinnamon Crunch Squares avoids that strong industrial feel common in many popular cereals. When eaten regularly, it feels lighter on the stomach and doesn't become cloying quickly. This is why many people stick with it long-term instead of just trying it once. With the same weekly usage, Cinnamon Crunch Squares significantly reduces monthly breakfast costs. When a familiar item keeps its deliciousness, crispness, and ease of eating without making you pay extra for the brand name, switching to Aldi feels like a completely natural decision. It's the kind of small change that delivers clear benefits over time. Exactly the smart shopping approach many people are looking for. 11. Simply Nature Organic Ketchup. Ketchup might seem like something that doesn't vary much, until you actually pay attention to the ingredients and flavor. Aldi's Simply Nature Organic ketchup makes many people rethink the brand they've been using for years. Right from the first taste, the tomato flavor stands out clearly, perfectly balanced sweet and sour, without being overly sweet or having any strange off notes. It feels very real, more like homemade tomato sauce than an industrial condiment. What earns this product high praise is its ingredient list. No high fructose corn syrup, no artificial colors, and no heavy preservatives. Carefully selected ripe tomatoes give it a natural red color and rich flavor. For families with young children or anyone focused on healthier eating, this simplicity brings real peace of mind for daily use. Whether dipping fries, pairing with hamburgers, or mixing into sauces. One interesting thing is that in blind taste tests, many people find Simply Nature easier and more enjoyable to eat than familiar big brands. The flavor isn't too heavy or overpowering, so it works well in more situations. When placed next to more expensive ketchup bottles, the price difference becomes very obvious, especially for households that use ketchup regularly. 12. Emporium Selection Aged White Cheddar Cheese. Some cheeses are clearly meant for everyday cooking, but others, you take one bite and immediately understand why they're called properly aged. Aldi's Emporium Selection. Aged white cheddar cheese falls into the second category. The cheese has a natural ivory color, and when you break it, it crumbles slightly, not soft and stretchy like industrial cheddar. That's a classic sign of cheese that has been aged long enough. When you eat it, the cheddar flavor comes through strongly, bold and slightly sharp at first, then shifting to a rich, nutty finish. It's not harsh or overly salty. The more you chew, the deeper the flavor gets. Those small, crunchy crystals you sometimes feel aren't a flaw. They're a sign of extended aging, something premium brands often highlight as a big selling point. Here, Aldi simply lets the quality speak for itself. This cheddar is very versatile. Slice it to enjoy with crackers, dried fruit, or wine. It pairs perfectly. Grate it for pasta, mac and cheese, or grilled sandwiches, and the aroma rises beautifully. It melts evenly without separating oil, keeping the necessary richness and depth to round out dishes without needing extra seasoning. With quality usually found only at high-end cheese counters, Emporium Selection is far more accessible. That's why plenty of people, after trying it once, add this cheddar to their regular shopping list. Once you realize you can enjoy properly aged cheese without paying extra for a brand name, it's hard to go back to more expensive options that feel bland in comparison. If you look closely, you'll see the common thread across all these products isn't just that they're cheap. It's that they do their job well and don't make you pay for unnecessary extras. When the flavor is good enough, the ingredients clean enough, and the quality consistent enough, the brand name suddenly matters a lot less. Aldi doesn't ask you to overhaul your entire shopping habits. It just suggests a different approach. And sometimes, those small changes make the biggest difference to both your wallet and how you feel about weekly grocery trips. Which item from the video surprised you the most?